Welcome, weary wanderer, it is I, and today we're going to review the Neon Symphony cosmetics pack that just dropped in the shop. I really fancied the look of it, and I actually did fork out for this one. However, before we get started, I want to run you through what I think is a potential trap and a sneaky maneuver by the devs. First of all, beware the trap. And the trap is, you think you're going to pay 1,380 of these Christian currency things for the item you're looking for. You click buy now and it says, no, you don't have 1,380. Top up. And it says replenish the required Christians. Okay, what does it ask me to do then? That's odd. 2,280 Christian for nearly $30. But that's not what we need. What Steam should do is check out both of these items for you instead, because that is in fact the required Christian that you would need. So they should put the 1,091 and the 331 and balance it that way. So $14.99 plus $4.99. Not just dunk you right down with the 2,280. Of course, if you do get duped into buying 900 more Christian than you actually needed, fear not, because another Loot Crate event drops tomorrow that our wallets never had time to recover from, and mine never even participated in because it's dry and mothy and dusty. But you could probably hand over 800 of that spare currency if they do another 50% of your first 10 pool. And guys, they know exactly what they're doing here. Please don't fall for it, because one roll of the dice on a 10 pool is almost always going to be a waste of your time and a waste of your money. Alright, let's get on with the review. What I have done is I have created a room here and I have dumped at least one of everything down, and I will tell you what I think of each item. Now, the reason I bought this pack was for the wall, ceiling and floor prints, so I'm going to start with them. They are the most impactful to me, but they are also the ones that can create potentially the most issue with your builds. So let's talk about that now. And the first thing, we'll look at the floor. In the pack, you see it looks amazing. When you actually inspect it close up, unfortunately, it does not look so clean. It looks continually kind of wet and damp. You might think, oh, it's just because you're inside and you've got a pool in here. Yeah, well, unfortunately not. I did actually make this outside and on dry land as well. And in the cold light of day, you can see, again, there's just the imperfections are everywhere. Now, some people might be okay with this, but me personally, I was hoping for a completely clean lacquer style floor and did not actually get it. There are two types of wall prints here, the black one and the purple one. I cannot remember their names, but they both suffer from the same issue, which is to do with how light reflects off it. A lot of different parts that we have existing in the game also struggle with light, including glass, but it is just worth bearing in mind because you can see there is quite a glare off. I just put this round ceiling light because that was quite an eyesore. I have noticed though that certain types of wall lights are not so bad, and it is actually the wall mounted light. Don't remind me! And that creates less of a glare. Why? It's not that it doesn't create any kind of spot, it's the fact that there are a bunch of spots on the wall as it is. So I think this might be one of your best bets with lighting up the room. Bear in mind as well, if you are creating these dark disco rooms, that there is going to be some light coming off these anyway. But I just thought I'd point it out because I can just show you a couple more. You will start to see just where the light's going to go. Before you even put it down, you can already tell that you're going to get that reflection, and it can be quite obnoxious. Even the ones that look like they won't be too bad, you know, you look at that and think that industrial chandelier shouldn't give off as much as it does, but yeah, so that's just something to bear in mind. However, the general reflections look amazing. I love how once you put down the sofas and the tables that you can see them off the ceiling. So obviously when you get oh well, they disappear when you look at them. I do like the other colors as well. Again, here's some lighting reflection from, of course, the multi-triangle chandelier. This is a lot bigger than I thought it would be in comparison to the pictures. So I've dumped a couple of these down. I was hoping it might give some nice reflections off the water, but not really. However, I did manage to get these little wall prints onto the pool, and that gives off a nice little shimmer, so I think that's pretty cool. So I've just put down a rugged stone wall in this bathroom so you can have a look at how this chandelier casts light. And I'm very impressed with the coolness of what we actually get. If you look at my feet, you will see me panning up and down. Some of the reflections off the floor, a little bit strange. It's the same when I look at the ceiling as well. You can see things moving around, and yeah, not ideal, I don't think, but still, yeah, quite happy with how it turned out. Okay, now to the other pieces. We've got the round bar here. I like this. It actually looks pretty naff inside the store shop, but a lot better once it's placed in your buildings. And these bar stools are smaller than I thought they would be. But yeah, I do quite like them. I would like to see how this looks if I just suddenly gained 50 to 70 kilograms and see, perch on this stool, see if I can break the thing. Got some signs as well. We've got the grab a drink and the chained light sign. The latter hangs off the ceiling, and the former actually sticks out of walls instead of just like going flat like a picture would. Not that keen on the arrow and the cocktail glass being overlapped like that, but you know, whatever. The wall-mounted rounded cabinet looks awesome. I love it against the black background. I put a beer bottle on there so you can see, and yeah, it just really draws the eyes to the lighting whilst also hiding the lip of the shelf itself. I think it's great. So there are a few other things that caught me by surprise, I guess, and it was the size of some of these. The leather stool is tiny, very, very small, and you can still sit in it though, so that's great. And another thing that I thought was smaller than it looked was this. This is a table. Black square table, and yeah, you can like put them next to the sofa. I've actually put 4 of them together here. I think that maybe is the play. We've also got a leather corner booth sofa. These look outstanding in my opinion. You can also put them together, and I think these look great because they've kept it clean, which is nice to see. We've also got this. This is an overhead projector light. So whichever way you face it, it will then start twirling this hexagonal is that a hexagonal? Hexagonal pattern, whatever you want, and I'm sure like I could put that in the pool. Actually, let's see. I think that is reflecting. Oh, it is going off the top of the water. That is beautiful. Love it. I can't get out of my own pool, man. Let me out. We also have this, which for some of you kids might not remember, cassettes. But anyone who understood why you would have a pencil and a cassette next to each other, you are a cultured individual indeed. Something worth pointing out, I forgot to mention, is that the sofas, you cannot shimmy along once you're on it, so you can't change position. I'm ADing rapidly right now, nothing is happening, but you can normally do that on a 3-seater sofa, so that's just something to bear in mind, just in case that affects your purchase decision. I wonder if you could do it on these ones. You might be able to do it on the normal leather sofa. I want a refund, man! Oh no, you can! Yeah! Okay, it looks like it's a 2-seater sofa, just an FYI. Yep, that's what it is. Something worth mentioning if you are thinking of picking this pack up is the hitboxes of these. So this little gap that I'm walking through at the back of that couch is because you cannot place it any closer. Not really. If I turn off the snapping, maybe I can get a little closer. Let's see. But it has that same problem that the fireplace has, in that you have to be so far away from the wall before it'll let you put it down. Perhaps you might be able to experiment with taking walls down, putting it closer to the... Actually, should we try that? Yeah, that didn't change a thing. Okay, so is it worth the money? Well, I actually think it is one of the better cosmetic packs, and anyone who likes Tron, Cyberpunk, nightclub vibes, they will enjoy this for sure. In fact, the latter would explain why the floor looks like it has been perpetually puked on. Overall, I'm going to give this pack an 8 out of 10 as it adds considerable variety and possibilities to your builds. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace! Guys, I was wrong. There's a horrendous ceiling glare from that wall light!